Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Rundeck Community Virtual Meetup. I'm Jade Cooper. I'm a Customer Success Manager for our APAC customers here at PagerDuty, and I'll be your host for today's session. We're super thrilled to have you join us, and I just want to thank everyone for joining. Agenda today includes a series of presentations, followed by a Q&A session. And then to give you an overview, what we have lined up is first, I'll share the latest PD Commons announcements. Following that, we'll have Jade Chen from MYOB, who will be talking about automating with Rundeck for smarter operations. Then after a little bit of a question and answer from her, we'll jump into Himanshu Singh, one of our very own SCs at PagerDuty, who will be talking to us about self-service automation with Rundeck. And then to finish off today, we'll open the floor to any questions. Awesome. So before we jump into today's session, I just wanted to share a few things from the Commons team. Firstly, we have a bit of a structured agenda, but keep in mind that this is your community call. So we're really happy to go off topic if the conversation naturally drifts in that direction. Please keep the session interactive by asking questions either during the Q&A or by leaving your feedback in the post-meetup survey. Feel free to open your camera if you'd like, but we do ask that you keep your mic muted during the presentation so that we can ensure clear audio for everyone. And then this webinar is being recorded, and while only the individual presentations will be shared to YouTube, we just wanted to let you know for your awareness. Perfect. So if you have a PagerDuty story to share or you love using PagerDuty, we'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in being our next speaker at our next community meetup, please let us know. We also offer some super fun Commons swag as well to thank you for your contribution. And that's the link just there if you do want to sign up for that. I also have a few exciting updates to share with you about some upcoming events. So first, we're going to dive into the demo roundups. So on February 27th, we'll be discussing security incident management. On March 20th, we've got a deep dive into zero trust security and security incident management. And then on April 24th, we're focusing on identifying system weaknesses to improve resilience. So please RSVP to these. I think you can scan the QR code there, and those sessions will have a recording that will be sent to you as well. I'm also excited to announce that our new runbook automation and the updated Rundeck release notes version 5.9 are now live on Twitch and LinkedIn. So you can go check those out if you're interested. And for our community members in APAC, registration is now open for PagerDuty on Tour Sydney. This event is a super fun day packed with networking, customer panel sessions, engaging fireside chats, 2 Operation Cloud hands-on labs, a surprise celebrity speaker, and much, much more. And it's free to attend. Spaces are filling fast, especially for those morning hands-on sessions. So scan the QR code here to register so you don't miss out. I also just want to encourage everyone to join the PagerDuty Commons. It's the one-stop community hub for real-time operation discussions. It's a great place to connect with other PagerDuty users and DevOps enthusiasts, and joining even comes with the added bonus of a free PDU certification. Amazing. So now that we've got all of that done and dusted, we're going to jump straight into the presentation. So it's my absolute pleasure to invite Jade Chen from MYOB to the virtual stage. She'll be sharing how MYOB has used Rundeck to automate their operations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jade Chen. I'm the Associate DevOps Engineer at MYOB Pay Global Online Service Team. I'm based in Christchurch, New Zealand. This is my 5th year working in IT industry. I started my IT journey as a MYOB tech support, and then I'm moving into reporting consultant. Now I have been in MYOB Pay Global Online Service Team for over 2 years. Now let's start reviewing our journey with PagerDuty Rundeck. We'll briefly going through an overview of our Pay Global Online Service business today, and then infrastructure, and then our challenges. Then we'll discuss how we adjust this challenge using Rundeck automation. And the outcome we have achieved with Rundeck and what's next on our agenda. Our Rundeck automation use case could be considered less common compared to other popular cloud-native platforms in the industry. To help you understand why we design and implement it differently, here are some key characteristics to be aware of. First, PagerDuty is a comprehensive payroll and workforce management system. It has continued to lead Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji enterprise payroll system market, and it has been well trusted by our local business for over 2 decades. A typical daily user of our system would be payroll admin teams who handle payrolls for over 300 employees. Our team, the PagerDuty online service team, help our customers host their PagerDuty system on a modern and secure cloud platform. We also add new features using modern cloud infrastructure and technology. To better explain our operation and customers' interaction process, here's a very high-level view of our modern platform infrastructure. Our infrastructure is built within AWS cloud environment. When user requests travel from the internet, they first go through our firewall infrastructure and multi-layers of security. Only requests from IPs that were previously whitelisted will be able to pass through our firewall infrastructure. Then our user will be allocated to one of our protected section hosts within our remote desktop hosting environment. From the user perspective, previously their Office IP have been whitelisted, so they can simply visit our web portal, go through the authentication, and then download the RDP file to click to connect. This allowed them to start working on their PagerDuty system securely, smoothly, and efficiently. However, there are 2 common scenarios where our admin user have a few extra steps to take when connecting to our system. Scenario 1, when our customers have new IP address or when payroll admin need to work remotely from a new IP address, they must get their new IP address whitelisted first. In another scenario, user could have a stuck section from a previous login, in other words, on an aging instance being recycled. In this case, your section needs to be clear so they can connect it to an updated new instance. To either whitelist their IPs or clear their section, payroll admin user will need to contact our support team. Our support team can then safely verify their identity. Okay, after discussing the infrastructure, process, our challenges, here's a quick summary. There are 3 main points we need to bear in mind. First, security. Second, time critical. And the third, balance between ops task and new feature. Let's start with the security. Payroll system hosts sensitive data, so security is always our priority. Given the nature of desktop origin product and current cloud infrastructure, we must perform IP whitelisting and section clearing tasks regularly. Only authorized contact the payroll admins who have passed a verification and authentication process with our support team can raise specific requests. Only our DevOps engineer, that's our team, who have the technical knowledge and skill, have the appropriate access to action on specific requests, including what we previously mentioned, IP whitelisting and session clearing. Time critical. Payroll processing tasks are time critical for enterprise business. Since 2 scenarios we have been talking about both affect our users' access, the payroll is critical business. Our DevOps engineer must respond within 15 minutes. Also, there's balance between operation and new feature development. In addition to new feature and security improvement, our platform team also have a range of time critical and important operation tasks to complete. This includes database backup restore, admin users management, which require their technical and security knowledge. Therefore, it's a balanced act to also dedicate sufficient time to focus on new features that enhance security efficiency, business intelligence, and customers' experience. Here's a typical process flow diagram for when customers who previously raised service requests. Of course, this process only applies to specific requests that require DevOps team's involvement. First, our payroll admin user will contact our support team for their request, and then our support team will safely verify their identity and then troubleshoot the problem. When our support team confirms that this is a request requiring DevOps engineers' involvement, our support team will have to raise a technical request via Zendesk ticket. For time-critical requests, including IP wirelessing, session clearing, and other critical tasks like database restore, our support team will escalate this ticket to our urgent Slack channel, where we have a dedicated engineer monitoring this channel and responding within 15 minutes. Then, our DevOps engineer will start handling this request by a local deployed project to implement change to our cloud environment. Next slide, please. To save time of our customer support team and DevOps team, but still providing more efficient and standardized process, we begin to explore various tools and solutions. For a simplified process, removing the whole purple box, we can empower our support team to quickly address customers' requests without needing the network security, cloud engineering expertise, and without giving the access and tools to the cloud environment. As a result, they won't need to rely on us, DevOps team, or raise any extra tickets. With a unique combination of payroll system, enterprise business requirement, Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji regulation, and the nature of pay global system, our infrastructure and daily operation tasks are the same. Therefore, we need a highly customizable yet secure automation platform to meet this critical requirement. After gathering requirements from various teams, conducting intensive research, many discussions, and testing through various options, we arrived at PagerDuty Runbook. After implementing Runbook automation, our support team can directly and securely handle our customers' requests for IP wirelessing and section clearing for a few restricted inputs and a few clicks. All the support user actions are audited and return on investment data is collected by Runbook. Now, let's look at how Runbook works in our infrastructure. With PagerDuty Runbook, we can implement our highly customized automation by a runner within an isolated and secure cloud environment. We can also delegate the ongoing maintenance of the front-end UI, user access management, and part of security to PagerDuty. Additionally, all Runbook users' action can be scheduled and audited. This automation not only helps our teams delegate tasks to support team, including the IP wirelessing, section clearing we mentioned before, it also standardizes support team's process with automating the server post restore manual check, reset ID user password, and email to customers automatically with templates when all the jobs are completed. It also brought our support team new feature by constraining input and content with Runbook's remote API feature, so it reduced manual mistake and typos. It also empowered our support team to conduct system health check for customers. This wasn't technically accessible before. Despite having used Runbook for less than a year, we have implemented many automation and accelerated our progress. Since launching with Runbook, we have seen a reduction over 30% in our Zendesk tickets, allowing us to focus more on new cloud features and modernizing our infrastructure. Runbook empowers our support team with more access to modern and secure tools that previously required more technical knowledge and were not accessible. This enabled them to respond to our customers' requests immediately using simplified and automated process. This change has resulted in faster turnaround time for our customer service requests, significantly enhancing our customers' experience. We can clearly see that our Zendesk requests have dramatically decreased as more and more Runbook automation are rolled out. As previously mentioned, Runbook also provide good auditing and reporting feature. We can call the ROI data by secure API calls to drive visualization for reporting purpose. We can clearly see how much actual time each different automation job have saved. This is a accumulated time saved from mid-December last year. We have achieved great outcomes backed by solid statistics. Following the success so far and happy customers' feedback, this year we will be exploring more Runbook features, including integration with HubSpot, streaming our new customers onboarding process, making it easier for our customers to go on cloud. We are also looking to implement more secure user management projects with other tools like private bins in our Runbook automations. That's bring us to the end of our presentation today. Thank you very much for your time again. Any question?
Are those jobs mostly with AWS integration, Jade?
Yes, they're all interacted within AWS, but they have relatively isolated environment.
What is the biggest benefit you have seen since implementing Runbook, Jade?
Time save, and happier support team and customers. Like it saved our time, it also saved their time.
And did you have any challenges when you did the integration?
So the main challenges will be how to isolate it, but still give it enough access to actually deal with the task, and also your steep learning curve, especially for me as an associate to onboarding new project. But it's been going well.
And with the learning curve, what was the main resource you had to kind of get your head around?
Previously, we have senior leading the project. They have better knowledge. I'll try to refer to your support page first, like the user help page, and then go back to them. If that doesn't work out, they will actually reach out to your support team to help us, to help me.
I'm glad that it's been a good experience with that. And then we have a question from AJ as well. She's wondering, do you have any plans for expanding use cases or jobs this year?
Yes, we have list of to do. The problem is prioritize them and see what job benefits more. Yeah, definitely.
It's great when you have a list that's long and the biggest problem is finding out where to start. I think that's a great problem to have. Chris also asked, he said he might have missed it, but how many developers that are writing jobs versus users that are running jobs?
Developer writing job, mainly only 2 of us in the team at the moment. User will be all of us in the team and also support team. I think there are about, I probably can't disclose it, but mainly 2 teams that are using it. So it's quite beneficial.
But that was really amazing. I can't believe that. I think you said a 30% drop in tickets and you haven't even been using it for a year yet.
Yes.
It's a remarkable difference. So thank you so much for presenting. It was super, super interesting. And we really appreciate you giving us your time and knowledge to talk.
We would also like to extend our gratitude to PagerDuty and you for creating this opportunity to share and the wonderful talk. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Jade. Awesome. Well, after that amazing presentation, I'm even more excited to introduce Himanshu Singh. He is on our PagerDuty team as a solutions architect, and he'll be walking us through self-service automation today with Rundeck. So Himanshu, the floor is yours. I'm going to mute myself and I'll get you to turn yours on.
Thanks, Jade. Lovely to meet you all. Great presentation by another Jade Chen, who has been a customer of ours for over a year now, and realizing automation benefits. And I'm here to talk about self-service automation. I think I have seen the list of people who have joined. A lot of them are my customers, whom I have been speaking about how do we diagnose issues with, or how can we remediate, bring the MTTR down. But Runbook could be used for a bit more than just that, right? Before I get into what Rundeck could do, I would like to share a small story which happened with me back in the day when I was a junior developer at a very big retail company in the UK. happened in 2011, if my memory serves it right. So I was asked to actually test a mission critical task. There was a new feature that was being rolled out. And as you can imagine, that all IT projects are behind schedule. So everyone was scrambling to get resources in, and the testing was critical. We had to deploy it. Otherwise, we would have lost some customers and whatnot. So the plan was simple. Take the snapshot of the production database, load it into UAT instance, run some performance tests and testing. And that sounded easy, right? Easy peasy. But as I was a junior developer back then, and with enthusiasm, uh, an eagerness to prove myself, and just enough knowledge to be dangerous, I confidently typed a command and hit enter. Boom. A few moments later, as you could imagine, my phone rang, and it was my manager on the other line. He's like, "What did you just do?" And me, nothing. As we planned, just running the database dump as planned. On the production server, he asked. And he's like, "Oh my God." Turns out, instead of taking a snapshot, I had initiated a full database dump directly into production, rapidly filling up the disk space to 100%, bringing the entire warehouse operations down. That means every order, every shipment dead in the water. It's gone. It took hours to clean up the mess, and the moral of the story is always triple check your commands, right? And maybe don't be too enthusiastic with production servers, because it could uh, cost you a lot of money, and your organizational reputation could go under the rug. Having said that, now let's fast forward 13 years. I'm at PagerDuty, and a lot of us get these sorts of questions every day. Imagine it's a nice sunny Friday afternoon, 4:55 p.m., and you're ready to shut down your laptop, grab a drink, start your weekend, and suddenly, bang, a Slack message comes in, which could be any of these, what you see on your screen. "Hey, the customer called, logged out of their account, I forgot my password, VPN's not working." Classic IT problems. And then starts a classic IT shuffle. You VPN in, type a bunch of commands, check logs, hope nothing explodes, and then you send done as a dreaded message. And by the time you have done this, it's already 5:30, and your weekend has already had a stressful start to it. Does that sound familiar to a lot of you? Now, what if I told you this entire process, any of these activities which you see on your screen, could be a single click away? Now, welcome to the world of self-service automation with Rundeck. I'm an enthusiastic yet profoundly lazy solutions architect, as Jade was introducing me, who firmly believes that automating everything, because why do we do something manual when there is a script which can do it for us? Let's be honest, right? No one gets into IT to spend their days running the same repetitive scripts over and over, resetting forgotten passwords for the 500th time, handling urgent but not really urgent issues. And imagine PagerDuty is bothering you all the time with alerts going crazy because your monitoring systems are sending us alerts, and you are frequently interrupted as well. We automate everything in our lives: coffee makers, thermostats, even grocery shopping, Amazon, Flipkart, and whatnot. So why are we still handling the tasks manually, the IT tasks manually? That's where actually Rundeck comes in. Imagine it's like a vending machine where you put in some money and a snack comes out, but this vending machine dispenses automation. You push a button, boom, your task is completed without any human intervention. I've tried to use ChatGPT to produce me a nice diagram, a real world scenario. Imagine your company is growing fast, and developers constantly need cloud resources like VMs, Kubernetes clusters, databases across multiple cloud providers. Could be Azure, could be AWS, could be GCP. Now, traditionally, what would happen if I'm a developer? I would submit a request on Jira or ServiceNow or Zendesk, as Jade was mentioning. and it goes and sits in a queue for a long, long time. Someone from IT will then review the request. They would provision the resources manually using Terraforms or command lines. Someone would update their ticket and then send the developer the detail. And the developer gets the details after a week or so. By that time, they would have either moved on, found a workaround, or worse, spun up their shadow IT resources using their personal accounts, which is more dangerous, right? Could happen in IT scenarios. Now, that's the developer sitting really bored. As you can see, there are some spelling mistakes on the slide. ChatGPT hasn't done justice in producing what I asked it to produce. But with Rundeck, we could have a self-service automation to automate this entire process. The developer could submit a simple request as they used to using a self-service portal, could be a Slack bot, could be ServiceNow. In this case, I have just used a web form. And Rundeck could go ahead and validate data. What you see on your screen is a flowchart workflow which we have produced in Rundeck. The code is available with me. If someone wants it, please let me know and I can share it with you after the session. So Rundeck could validate the request, check the pre-approved templates, whether the approval was done, whether the policies are met or not. Rundeck could trigger the Terraform or API calls to provision resources on AWS, Azure, GCP, because we have extended plugin support. Rundeck also logs the request, notifies IT for visibility so that no request is gone unseen. We then update the developer with the access details. Resources are ready in minutes and not in days. The sooner and frequently you ship your software or services directly affects customer satisfaction. Who wouldn't love a quick bug fix or a new feature, what you're trying to ship in the market, right? So Rundeck could help you improve your developer productivity by huge margin. I was speaking to a customer the other day where the focus of their 2025 is how can they cut down their developer productivity or the time they use to ship the products in. Currently, they take around 6 hours to do a deployment over a weekend. They are trying to cut down the deployments by 2 hours using Rundeck. And you can delegate the work. Imagine the vending machine, which I gave you. So the vending machine sits at the back end. You could trigger the button from various sources. It could be an ITSM ticket. It could be an incident response from PagerDuty. It could be chat on Slack, or it could be a code pipeline on GitHub or Urban Code. Role-based access ensures that Rundeck only approves and provisions for specific resources so that we are not exploiting Rundeck as well. We have role-based access control. Event-driven automation scales resources dynamically when demands spike. So imagine, if you remember the picture earlier, there's a lot of work coming to IT. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? All of that could be prevented. You could also automate auto decommissioning policies to prevent cloud waste. One of our customers in India is having a target of reducing their cloud spend. So they are using Rundeck to identify the resources which are not being used and can be auto shut them down over the weekend or over a longer period of time if they're not used, to actually save some cloud cost. Now, what is the impact of all of this? So developers could get their resources instantly. IT teams don't have to waste time approving or catering to repetitive requests. Costs are controlled. We have automated governance in place and policies. This just isn't automation. It's a complete shift towards self-service IT, unlocking agility and maintaining control as well. Now, this is what it could look like for you. If we were firefighting before, we were bothered by PagerDuty a lot, we can have Rundeck sit in between for a faster turnaround, fewer interruptions, shorter incidents, and fewer escalations. As a closing thought, I would leave you with this. If automation were a person, and it would be that person who never complains, works 24/7, always follows instructions, and will never ask you for a raise, isn't it time we hire that core worker so that we can have no 4:45 p.m. Slack messages and we can start our weekend on a positive note? So the question is, what's your SSSR, self-service success rate? Now, this graph is from one of our customers who is leveraging automation to automate tickets, and they have already seen a 50% reduction in the amount of tickets they get at service desk. If you would like to know more, please, and any code samples or automations which you would like to leverage, feel free to reach out to us, and we would be more than happy to automate your pain away. Let's make 2025 the year of self-service automation. Thank you. And now I'm open to questions. It's fine. Means obviously I could go into the use cases and whatnot. We do have a presentation. Maybe as a follow-up, we can send you all the work we have done with other customers, Jade being one of them who prepared. I do see a lot of our customers who are working towards automating stuff, but if there are any self-service automation questions, please do feel free to reach out to us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. I really liked how you painted that picture there. It was really, really helpful to really understand how you can self-service with automation. We do have some time as well for any general Rundeck questions. I've got Himanshu in the room with me as well, as he's the expert. I did actually notice, Jade, if you're still in the call, we had a separate question come through on our Q&A section, just from someone in the call asking what your biggest benefit you have seen since.
I saw that. I thought I have answered that. So as Tom said, happier support team, and we feel happier because the ticket regardless of the scene.
Well, if there are no further questions, I'd like to thank both of our speakers as well as you for joining today's session. Remember to keep the conversation going on PagerDuty Commons, and we really look forward to having you with us for our next session. Have a great day, and thanks once again for being part of our community. Bye.